All right, let's dive into something that is absolutely critical for any business owner who's serious about growth: strategic delegation. We're going to look at how just shifting your focus a little bit can totally blow up your profitability. Especially if you're in a trade-based business, this is a big one.
So, does this sound familiar to you? I mean, your schedule is absolutely jammed, right? The van's always on the go. But then you look at your bank account at the end of the month, and it feels like you're just spinning your wheels. You're busy, for sure. But are you actually growing?
Well, there's actually a name for that feeling. It's called a growth plateau. And it's that super frustrating point where your business just stops scaling. And why? Well, let's be honest, it's probably because you've become the bottleneck. There are only so many hours in a day, right? Your personal capacity is just maxed out, and the business literally cannot grow beyond what you can do with your own two hands.
So how do you break through that wall? It all comes down to a really crucial mindset shift. You've got to move from thinking like a technician to thinking like a CEO. Right now, you're probably working in the business. You're the one on the tools, doing the hands-on work. You need to start working on the business. That means focusing on strategy, on growth. It's about seeing those installations not just as the work you do, but as the product your company sells.
Okay, so how do we actually make that shift? It sounds good in theory, right? Well, it all starts with a really simple but incredibly powerful idea. We're going to call it the high-value time rule. And it's all about figuring out where to spend your most precious resource, your time. So I want you to ask yourself this, and be honest. Are you spending most of your day on 10-pound tasks, or are you making 1,000-pound decisions? Just thinking about that for a second, it kind of forces you to look at every single thing you do during the week in a completely different light, doesn't it? Let's actually break that down a bit. So on one side, you've got your 10-pound tasks. These are the low-value repetitive jobs. I mean, they're essential, they have to get done, but they don't really need your specific expertise as an electrician. We're talking about things like bookkeeping, chasing invoices, ordering materials, all that admin stuff. But then on the other side, you've got the 1,000-pound tasks. These are the big-ticket, strategic decisions that really drive growth. And frankly, they're the things that only you, as the business owner, can do. Stuff like quoting those huge commercial jobs, building relationships with developers, or actually planning the financial future of your company.
So, the filter for deciding what to do yourself and what to give away is actually dead simple. It all boils down to one incredibly powerful question. Just ask yourself, could someone else do this task for less than my hourly rate? Think about that. If the answer to that question is yes, you are literally losing money by doing it yourself. It's that simple. It's time to delegate.
Okay, so you're sold on the idea. You're ready to start delegating, but where do you even begin? It can feel a bit overwhelming. Don't worry, we're going to lay out a clear, simple action plan that you can literally start using today.
So here are the first things you should be looking to get off your plate, like right now. These are the classic time vampires for busy contractors. Number one, bookkeeping and invoicing. That's a huge one. Then you've got customer follow-up calls, ordering materials from the wholesaler, and even just setting up your quotation templates to make things faster. These are all classic textbook examples of those 10-pound tasks.
And this right here is the whole point. See, delegation isn't about being lazy or working less. Not at all. It's about being smart. It's about freeing up your time so you can focus on the stuff that actually grows the business, that high-value, 1,000-pound work that, again, only you can do.
Okay, but knowing what to delegate is really only half the battle. The next step, and I'd argue it's the most important one, is turning this whole new way of thinking into a real, consistent habit.
Because look, if you get rid of all your admin work, but then you just fill up that newfound free time with, more busy work or just being on the tools more, you're right back where you started. You're still stuck. You have to be really deliberate about this. You have to actually schedule time to be the CEO of your own company. And here is the absolute game-changing pro tip to make sure this happens. You need to physically go into your calendar and block out CEO time every single week. Treat it like it's your most important client meeting, because it is. Honestly, even just 1 hour a week to start with will make a huge difference to your bottom line and your focus.
So what on earth do you do during this CEO time? Simple. You focus only on those 1,000-pound tasks. You're going to review your weekly P&L to see where the money is really going. You're going to plan your marketing activities. You're going to work on your systems, your SOPs, so the business can eventually run without you. You're going to follow up on those big, high-value leads you've been meaning to call. You're going to plan the week ahead like a general. This is where the real, sustainable growth actually happens.
So I'm going to leave you with this question. A challenge, really.
I want you to take a hard look at your to-do list for this coming week, and I want you to identify the very first 10-pound task you're going to delegate, automate, or just stop doing altogether to make space for one of those game-changing 1,000-pound decisions. Because honestly, your answer to that one simple question, well, that could be the start of a whole new chapter for your business.